Hi, I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Kaylee, and this is
Shoot the Vows. And today we're actually going to be going through some Reddit stories.
Woo, I'm so excited.
They're classy, I promise. They're not too crazy. There's
no one's worried about it.
You could see some stuff on Reddit, man. They could get pretty crazy up in there. But I think that there's so many different things that can happen when you're planning your wedding. And I like to hear from personal experience from some of these brides. And I think it'll be cool to just kind of like talk about it and figure out
what side we're on, who we agree, disagree, what we could have done differently.
Yeah. And maybe save some pain for you guys later on.
Right.
So why don't you read the first story?
All right. The first one is captioned, "What I wish I knew before planning a wedding." Nothing too crazy long here, but there's like 9 little bullet points, and we'll kind of like stop after one and just kind of discuss it a little bit. "My wedding is in May, and I've been planning for 2 long years. Thought I'd share my main takeaways for anyone newly engaged. May post another after the big day. Any additional tips would be added. Number 1, whatever you envision your wedding will cost, go ahead and double it just to be safe."
That's very valid. I think that a lot of brides don't actually know what they're walking into when they go to plan a wedding, and they have like some numbers in their head, and then they look at prices and it's not at all what they were envisioning.
Not at all. Like, and that's with anything. That doesn't matter if you're talking food, hair, venue, anything. It is going to cost more than what you're expecting unless you know somebody who knows somebody.
Yeah. And then also what you're expecting in the beginning could turn out very different towards the end.
Especially if it's a 2-year-long wait. Like, I know me personally, I change my hair every month. So, like, I couldn't imagine 2 long years of all these details building up and then not liking something because that was you 2 years ago, not you presently, you know?
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it, I think. And as far as budget, doing research ahead of time before you even come up with a number is the main takeaway here.
I agree. Number 2, do not plan a wedding if it will put you into debt. It's not a necessity.
Yeah, we talked about this on another podcast episode. It's like, I can't imagine paying off my wedding now. I got married 4 years ago. I can't imagine still paying on that. Like, that's just
kind of
for
just
one
crazy
day
to think about it. And it's essentially just a big party. Like, if you really boil down, a wedding is a big party.
Yeah.
And some people aren't party people.
Yeah, I mean, everyone has a personal preference on this. Some people don't care, and their wedding day is the most important day of their entire life. And yes, it is. No matter who you are, it's a really important day. But personally, no, thank you.
Agreed.
No debt.
Number 3, plan on losing a friend or 2.
This is hard, and I wasn't ready for this either. Like, there was a friend that I had, and I don't think she watches the podcast, so we might be safe, but we were planning our weddings at the same time. We got engaged around the same time. And we were like this. Like, I was going to ask her to be my maid of honor. We were really, really close. And maybe part of it was me. Maybe. I think she just got sick of hearing about my wedding and my wedding planning, and she had a little bit different of an experience with it because her mom was giving her a really hard time with a lot of things, and she was really struggling with that. She has like a kind of tumultuous relationship with her mother, and it really, really put a damper on our relationship, and our relationship was never the same after that, ever.
Do you think it was because y'all were planning at the same time?
I think so, and I think that in her eyes, our experiences with wedding planning was so different, and maybe there was a little bit of jealousy there because I seemed to be having like a grand old time with everything. And
you weren't having anybody rebuttal against you, where she was having someone constantly nagging about what it should and shouldn't happen.
Yeah, her mom's definitely tough. So it was really hard though. Really, really, really hard to go through that because I did like lose my best friend.
Right.
And I had to reevaluate our relationship and relationships in general. It's not like you don't expect that like going into it. You expect your friends to be like super gung-ho, happy for you. She just wasn't. She kind of snapped at me one night and was like, not everyone's just skipping through fields of roses planning their wedding, Caitlin. I'm sick of hearing about it. And ever since that happened, she refused to apologize for it. She was in the right. And it was really hard. It was really, really hard. But
especially as two people who want to share and talk about everything that we've got going on and what we're doing. That's who we are as people. We'll text each other about stuff that isn't even relevant to anything that we're working on. That's who we are as people. And for someone you consider a really close friend to shut you out and put it down when you're just trying to be excited about what's happening is kind of shitty. Yeah. So, I mean, it's a win-lose situation, but at the end of the day, like, everybody is in and out of our life for a reason, and I think it happened for the better.
Yeah, one of my really close friends told me once that people come in seasons, so to speak, and they're there right when they're supposed to be there. And they kind of, some people are obviously there longer, but definitely expect that when you go into wedding planning.
Well, you kind of see everybody's true colors that are around you. Well, you shouldn't do that. It's dumb. Well, I really like that idea. You know what I mean? Yeah. So win some, you lose some. And at the end of the day, not everybody's going to be there for the rest.
Yeah. What's number 3?
Number 4.
Oh, number 4.
Number 4. You will be surprised by the amount of people who don't RSVP.
Oh my God. Don't even get me started.
Not even just RSVP, but the people who just don't show up.
No, the people that RSVP, yes, and then don't come, and you're paying for their food, that's messed up. I got married during COVID, so it was just a really, really hard time to plan anything and expect people to not be sick with COVID, not be restricted by the borders, not be we didn't know if we were going to have to wear masks at our wedding. It was crazy. You sure you don't want to wait a year, man? But the RSVP situation, so there is software out there where you get the card in the mail, right? And it looks beautiful and it's very nice. And then you put it on a shelf somewhere and you don't think about it until somebody texts you and they're like, hey, you didn't RSVP. So there's softwares out there, and I actually wanted to promote some of these at some point on the podcast because I wish I had it when I was getting married. But you basically put in all of their information once, and that's it, all of your guests, and it will remind them to put in their RSVP, yes or no. If you're doing meal choices, it will ask them what their meal choices are. They could put in if there's dietary restrictions, if there's any allergies, and you have all of this information in one place, and you don't have to hunt people down.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, there's a few different softwares that do that, but oh my gosh, it's a life-changing thing.
RSVP people, let us know.
Yeah. Come on the podcast. Yeah. No, that's people will not RSVP.
And then just not show up too. We know that with Jessica. I'll name drop because she's been on here with us. She said there's people who just straight up said they were coming and just day of just didn't show.
Yeah, that's wild.
And it was a beautiful day. There was no reason for that to happen, but Number 5. Don't be surprised if someone bails day of or doesn't come at all.
Well, yeah.
No, sorry.
That's what we were just
sorry. I jumped the gun.
No, well, you didn't read these before. I did.
I didn't, no.
Yeah, that's... I don't even know what to say about that. Just
be prepared for it.
Well, you know who's... I think that having a wedding and having a baby really shows you who you want in your corner and who cannot be depended on.
110% takes a village, regardless.
Yeah.
Number 6, hire quality vendors recommended by people you trust.
Yeah.
And I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. So with photographers, I always tell people that are inquiring with me and with us, with our company, I say, no matter who you're looking at, even if it's not me, look at full galleries. 100%. Look at the whole picture, because people are only putting their best work and the best of everything on social media. That goes for makeup artists and everything else. So,
and I'll even take one of your instances, for example, on your wedding day. You looked at a photographer, you hired somebody, and you thought you were going to get all this great work, and you got back food pictures.
So many food. I got 200 photos back, Kaylee, of my flowers. And I thought maybe she was in cahoots with the florist, and the florist paid her some money to take some extra. I'm like, why do we have so many pictures of all this random stuff? And now that I'm a photographer, because I became a photographer right after I got married, I look at because you can actually see the metadata of the images, what her settings were. And I'm looking at the settings and I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, no wonder all my dance photos are blurry. Like, why was she shooting that with those yeah, so definitely look at full galleries, look at plenty of reviews. If they have 2 reviews and they have like 2, I mean, I'm not even talking just photographers, but like everybody, just make sure that you're getting quality vendors.
Yeah, I agree 110%. Like, it really just boils all back down to the outcome you're looking for. Like, if you want a photographer that takes 300 pictures of your plates of food and your flowers, yeah, get a detail shot photographer. If you want someone to capture your moments and your special times, like, look at someone more people oriented. Again, it all goes back to do your research when it comes to these vendors.
Yeah.
All right. Number 7, lean on your partner to help you. This is a day for the both of you.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of my brides are very like, this is my day. And I'm not going to tell them, but I always think like, it's both of your day. Like, it really is. I remember picking out flowers, and my mother was paying for them. So she came with us, me and my husband. And we were looking at different types of flowers to put in my bouquet and what we wanted. And I don't know anything about flowers. I'm like, these look nice. And my husband would kind of interject and he'd be like, well, I don't really like those. And my mom got really annoyed. And she's like, why does he care about the flowers? And I'm like, because it's his wedding. And I know that's not a take that everybody agrees upon all the time. It's a lot of people think it's just for the bride, but I don't think that.
It truly depends on the bride and groom themselves or the couple. It depends on the couple, period.
Yeah, for sure.
Because there's some grooms who don't care. There's some brides who don't care.
That's true.
Like, there's some, it really depends on the people. Yes, in most cases, it is the bride who does typically care a little bit more and is very more specific about things, you know? So I do agree, though. You should lean on your partner. You should want their input. You should, you know, like.
Yeah. And if you're marrying a good partner, they can be leaned on.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. You should have the right person if you're getting married. So fingers crossed that's what's happening out there. No, that's not always the case. And some people just do it to do it.
Yeah.
But couldn't be me. That's not me.
Yeah.
Number 8. Try to remember that even though this is the most important day to you, it's just another day to many of your guests.
That is really true. People, and we talked about this in the guest experience episode, which we can link, but it's your guests really don't care about your wedding as much as you do. And I mean, rightfully so, right? I mean,
it's not their big day, you know? They're not saying I do. Yes, you hope they remember it and have as much fun as you're going to have.
Yeah.
But you're going to have some butthurt people regardless.
Yeah. Well, and they're thinking about themselves and their comfort. So we talked about in that episode, if it's 90 degrees and you're having a barn wedding and there's no circulation in that barn and there's no fans, you cannot get upset with your guests for leaving early. They are just hot and uncomfortable.
Same
and
thing
sticky.
if you're it's the same thing if you're at a winter wedding and your guests get cold because it's 40 degrees. Yeah, they're probably going to go home a little early if they didn't bring the proper outerwear. Like,
or if you're having a noon ceremony and you're expecting people to stay until 11 p.m., like, people don't.
Not everybody does that.
We love you, but your guests don't want to be there for 11 hours. I'm sorry. I don't know how to tell people this because, you know, I wouldn't want to hear it, but it is the truth. And you can't be surprised when your guests want to leave because
But don't get me wrong. We've been to those weddings where there's 3 after parties. And then we've also been to those weddings that close down at 8. So
yeah, it
really depends on your group of people and your vibe and jive.
Yeah.
All right. Number 9. It's so easy to sweat all the small stuff. Have fun. Don't get wrapped up in other people's attitudes. This is all happening because you were lucky enough to find the love of your life.
That's so true.
I think that's great advice.
Nothing sticks out to me more than when I was with my caterer and we were looking at the plate options, like the plates people eat off of. And there were styrofoam plates for like very cheap. And then there were like really nice looking plastic plates. And then there were like the ceramic plates. And they were all very different price points per person. And I remember freaking out thinking, oh my gosh, we can't afford these nice plates and people are gonna hate them. And then
nobody cares about what plates you're picking.
I had to stop and literally like coach myself through this and think like, Caitlin, nobody's gonna remember what plates they ate off of. Except that one time. I went out for food one time and they put my food in this cardboard thing, and when I went to stick my fork in it, it went through the cardboard thing, and I just got steak juice all over my lap.
My God.
So maybe within reason. Like, don't
really
worry
depends.
about it. Yeah, don't worry about it within reason. But seriously, like, don't freak out over something so minute. Like, at the end of the day, it's about you guys getting married and having a good time. And
for sure.
Who cares? I mean, on my wedding day, and my mom has this experience too, on her wedding day, a bunch of the brides I work with, they're the best. They're like, whatever. Like, I don't care. I'm getting married. I'm getting married. What could go wrong? I remember one bride, her whole cake fell over twice on the transit to the wedding venue. And it was smashed in the back. Like, it was rough. And they put some flowers around it, whatever, and told her later on. Yeah, but when she saw it, she was like, oh, whatever, it's just a cake, you know, like she didn't care. It was her wedding day. She did not care. And
high on life.
Those are the
I love
best.
it. Yeah, I love it. That's what you can hope and wish for a wedding day, because that's what it should be about.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be all stress and worry. It should be you two coming together and calling it what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Was that number 10?
That was 10. Well, there was only 9. There wasn't 10.
Oh, I thought she said 10. She couldn't have come up with one more?
No, let's go look in the comments.
No. I have another really good one. This one is kind of crazy. Are you ready for it?
Yeah, I like Am I the Asshole ones. They're my favorite.
Okay, so this one is, am I the asshole for wanting to plan my wedding? And I read that and I was like, okay.
Like, no, of course. Like, you want
type,
to?
Well, a little type A, like, it's my wedding. The my is in capitals. But when I read it, I was like, oh, wow. Okay, so I'm just going to get into it.
Yep.
My 22 female fiance's mom is extremely controlling. She's been taking various pictures of him throughout his life and has almost documented every second of his existence. Up until he was 17, she would choose what clothes he wore, made all the decisions for him, and refused to let him choose by himself. She told him multiple times as a teen that she would be planning his wedding and that whoever he found would just have to be fine with that.
Oh.
Yeah. Well,
Go ahead.
She says, well, I'm not.
Rightfully so, baby.
For a while now, I've been wanting to plan my wedding like any normal bride would. My soon-to-be mother-in-law, immediately after my fiancé proposed, almost started talking to me like I was her child. She told me where I'd be having my wedding and sent me some wedding dress styles I was able to choose from. I immediately told her no and said that it was my wedding and she didn't have any right to control these aspects of it. She was very angry and told me that I was an asshole for not letting her live out her dream. But nevertheless, I continued to plan my wedding.
Did she not get married herself? What do you mean?
Everything went sideways when I decided I did not want photos being taken during the ceremony by anyone else but the photographer. I would like everyone attending to be mentally and emotionally present and be respectful of everyone's view. To be clear, I don't mean no photos for the whole wedding. I just mean for the ceremony and the first dance. Guests will have permission to take photos after that, but I want them to keep their cameras down and enjoy the ceremony. I think this is super common.
I agree with this, and this is a very common thing that happens a lot.
There's
so
more.
Go ahead.
It gets crazier.
I'm just saying. That's not a crazy thing to want. That is very normal to have no phones at the ceremony.
For sure.
So
I texted her and explained this to her. She was absolutely furious and said that I was insane and that she would not be following my wishes. She's gone no contact for the past few days, despite me trying multiple times to explain. I have a feeling she's never going to let me have my day how I want it. At this point, I'm considering telling her that if she can't accept my wedding for how it is, she doesn't need to attend. I know that she will want to take a bunch of group photos that I don't know we have time for and may cause unnecessary chaos regardless. Am I an asshole? Should I just let people take the pictures. I feel like I'm ruining things. With her, but she won't let me plan my wedding the way I want it.
This has nothing to do with her problem and everything to do with mother-in-law, because that's insane.
That is crazy.
Like, you know how furious I would be as a almost 25-year-old adult, and like for somebody to come and tell me, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that, you definitely can't wear this. Excuse me, this is my wedding day.
Yeah.
This is like, I understand taking some aspects into respect.
Yeah.
But they need to respect your wishes as well as you trying to tiptoe around what they want.
I feel like this one's kind of obvious, and I feel like she doesn't even need to post it to get the answer there. Like, yeah, this woman's crazy. But I think that something that a lot of people overlook is like, where is the groom in all of this?
Yeah, why isn't he standing up? But I mean, he's not gonna stand up to her because he hasn't set up to her. Yeah, his whole life.
It's so how he was raised.
Yeah, where's the groom? But
yeah,
mom is gonna trump that groom's opinion all day.
Yeah, I think it's really hard because you want to keep the peace, and this is a lot like how my friend's mom was that I was telling you about. She's very, very like, everything needs to be this way. This is my idea, and this is how you're going to do it.
Helicopter-ish.
Yeah, it's a little unhealthy. So yeah, definitely have your wedding like the way you want to have your wedding.
Yeah, and if they don't like it, they can leave. Like, no one's holding you against your will.
Yeah. All right, let's do the last one.
Last one. Here we go. And the last one. It's titled Wedding Shaming My Own Wedding Guest. My wedding was a few months ago, and I have finally calmed down enough to share this. So to set the stage, my black tie optional wedding was set at a gorgeous member-only country club where the only rule was stress that we follow from the contract was the dress code. The dress code in the contract is very non-descriptive, but the two things it does specify is that it's no jeans and no hats indoors. You can probably see where this is going because I come from a fairly royal and blue-collar family. I laid out the dress code very plainly. I put it on the invitations, which would send out months early, on the RSVP website, on the wedding website, and on the frequent asked questions section of the website, which went into most words on what appropriate attire would be. We also got to use the venue at a discount due to family friends connections on my husband's side of the family. A month before the wedding, I get a text from one of my aunts asking about the dress code. She felt it was unfair to ask her boyfriend to buy pants since he's only owned jeans. Mind you, this man is in his 40s and is a God-fearing man who goes to church every Sunday. I explained to her that he will need to at least wear khakis, as it is heavily stressed that we needed to follow the dress code, especially with what we were being charged. She then continues and asks if She then continues to ask if we will have someone at the door to turn away guests not dressed appropriately. I told her I didn't know, but I reiterated that the contract states that guests are to dress a certain way. The conversation stopped there, and I never got a further response. I thought the discussion ended here, and she got to the point to just tell her boyfriends to run to Walmart to pick up some khakis. Fast forward to the week before the wedding, I get a call from my mother saying she had been talking with the event coordinator at the wedding venue, and great news, guests can wear jeans. My mother, who is straight out of Just Know mother-in-law, I'm assuming that's what that means. I have no idea. Just Know MIL.
Yeah, mother. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a Just Know mother-in-law. Continued saying she didn't want me to feel like she went behind my back in doing this spoiler, that it literally is what she said. And it's literally what she did. She claimed my aunt and her boyfriend weren't going to come to the wedding if they couldn't wear jeans. So if they would have told me that, I would have told them not to come, as they can't follow the directions and they couldn't be bothered to threaten me themselves. Wow, that's crazy. So the mother-in-law was the one who went and got permission, not even.
What's up with these mother-in-laws? It's always the groom's mom. Sorry, grooms, but your moms are crazy.
A little nutso, okay?
I never get bridezillas. I always get momzillas.
And that's usually how it goes, though. That's usually what people say happen.
Yeah.
Like, even before I was very heavily into the wedding industry, like, That was always a common thing, that the mothers were always a little bit more overbearing, even in the floral industry.
Yeah.
The brides were like, I don't care what colors, I don't care what flowers. And then you've got these moms that are sitting there like, no, we need this shade, we need this style, it needs to be this big. If it's any bigger or any smaller, we can't have it. Like, usually the moms are a little bit more helicoptery.
Is that all of it?
Okay, so the day of the wedding, my brother comes to tell me that not only are my aunt and her boyfriend in jeans, so is the rest of his side of the family, many of whom had been asked to take their hats off indoors. Honestly, in the end, if that's my biggest salt I have about my wedding, then I guess I'm pretty lucky, because the end of the day, I married the love of my life, and that's all that matters. ETA, the aunt and boyfriend are now engaged. Should we wear jeans to their wedding?
I thought that was funny.
And it too, apparently, my family is a Smurf, since they are blue colored. Corrected it to collar. Oh, it was already corrected in the thing, so we didn't see it. But apparently they were blue Smurfs, not blue colored. No, but that's insane. And like, if your invitation say black tie, it should be black tie. Yeah. That means for your venue people, that means for your photographer, your caterers, everybody should come dressed apart.
She even said khakis.
And that's not even black tie optional usually most of the time.
Yeah.
Like, so
that's really frustrating. And like, that kind of ties back to what we were talking about before. We're like, your guests don't care.
They don't. You care more than anybody else that's going to show up.
Yeah. I mean, some people, of course, are respectful and like they do care, but there's a lot of people you really
don't care the way you care.
You see their true colors for sure.
Yeah.
So I would have turned them away at the door.
I would have. I wouldn't have let them in, because I told you straight up. And that invitation told you, my website told you, everything told you.
Yeah, and the fact that like they knew, and then the mom was trying to let
it happen.
I'm sorry, we don't negotiate with terrorists. Like, stop. You're not coming to my wedding like that. Why are you fighting this?
Yeah, but why is she trying to get it to happen? Like, Mama is just as much in trouble as the people who wore the clothes.
Yeah, no, it's another thing if you didn't know. But
for the mom to be like, hey, look what I did.
I'm talking to the venue to get this settled. Like, stop.
They already discounted us. They're like, there's no reason to get them to change their dress code.
No,
that's
seriously.
Crazy.
So, moral of the story, tell your guests what they need to hear. Okay? Just tell them how it is.
Just be honest.
All right. So anyways, that's today's episode. We don't really have the next episode planned just yet. I'm still working on the calendar, so stay tuned
for more fun stuff.
You'll figure it out when we get there. But it was a great episode. And as always, be sure to drop your comments below.
We'd love to feature anything in the next video if you have any comments, questions, concerns.
Yeah. And as always, subscribe.
Bye, guys.
Bye.